there is this part in the song where after they say they're gonna beat the up, they go bam, 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 which is clearly what they just said they were going to do, beating it up. And so again, that is almost exact parallel to Lindsey Buckingham, like,
Perfect.
let me go down and do my stuff. Bam, 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 bam. And so it's like all you can picture is whatever you think he means by doing his stuff when he's doing that in the chorus.
Welcome to another episode of Your Music is Bad, and You Should Feel Bad, with Matt and Blake. He's Matt, I'm Blake. Today we're going to talk about rumors. We talk about rumors a lot, but this is Fleetwood Mac's rumors, and I don't know specifically why Matt wants to talk about this album, but he does. So I listen to it a lot, and I remember some of it. Matt probably has pretty detailed notes. What do you got, Matt?
Well, I am in fact Matt, and I have a story that kind of explains why I wanted to listen to this. There was a Fleetwood Mac song in a TV show I was watching, and I didn't realize it was a Fleetwood Mac song until I saw it in the credits, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was Fleetwood Mac. And then I realized that, well, I definitely know some of the hits from Rumors. I'm not sure if I've ever fully listened to the whole album on purpose. Spoiler alert, I've heard it before. My parents probably had it, because all the like deep cuts, I was like, wait a minute, sounds familiar, but I definitely never heard it on like the radio, and I never like sat down and listened to it intentionally like I do most albums I like. And it's supposed to be very famous as like a very popular album, and that sold a ton and had a bunch of turmoil with it making it, and has lots of hits, whatever. So that's the gimmick. But the real reason, all right, I'll get to the real reason, but first a little slight diversion, and then we'll get into the real reason that I wanted to talk about one song on Rumors, but the excuse is listening to the whole album. So
This ought to be good.
as you know, we are supporters of yacht rock and
Obviously.
yacht rock enthusiasts. And I was noticing, so, okay, the yacht rock guys do a very good job of keeping the fire of what is yacht rock, and in a sense, gatekeeping, what music is considered yacht rock. But what they're not gatekeeping, because they can't get their hands dirty with it, is they're not out there like calling out the yacht posers, right? There's no like yacht man of war. There's no like true yacht, except again, there is. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Kind of.
I want that.
So my thing has become yacht posers walk the plank, and Yacht Rock Nation on Facebook has become like one of the official not really official, like properly anointed. Like, you guys aren't constantly insisting false yacht is yacht anymore, or at least I don't see it anymore in that one.
It seems to be the better group. There are a handful of admins that seem to know what the fuck, or moderators, whatever you call them, that seem to know what the fuck they're doing. Mead, Kendrick III, Dennis Albright. I don't know if it's weird to name drop people, but I remember seeing those names a lot. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Those names sound familiar to me too.
Thanks, boys.
But I probably, if you just like listed them, I probably wouldn't remember where I saw them, but that makes sense. No offense to them, because again, they are doing a very good job. It's there was some other yacht rock group that I like unfollowed pretty quick, but this one is like, I'm not constantly just like, that's not yacht rock. What do you like? Some people don't understand, but then there's enough people there who are like, let me help you out. Anyway, so
it's a whole episode,
but
not this one. A different episode.
But nobody is like, okay, yes, technically they will say what isn't yacht, but there's another step somebody's got to be doing. And I'm saying we will take it upon ourselves to gatekeep the yacht posers, because, so perfect example, there are two very prominent yacht posers. There's like big artists now trying to do a yacht rock thing and getting it wrong. And
good.
One of them is officially off the boat, and the other one I don't think they've rated yet, but I'm pretty confident it wouldn't be more than like a 50-51 or something.
Well, plus it's all covers, so it's
no, there's, I don't know,
unless we're not talking about the new album by the country guy, which is like,
no, we are, but there's an original too.
Well,
yeah, so but anyway,
I haven't listened.
We maybe we should do a separate episode where we actually listen to some of the false yacht and make the posers walk the plank. I'm going to start the first true yacht band, like Manowar, but for yacht rock.
Perfect.
It's like, I have to write yacht rock songs about how yacht posers walk the plank. Anyway, so Charlie Puth, depending on how, I don't know how it's pronounced, and Keith Urban, which I know how that's pronounced, have both been like, I'm putting out a yacht rock album, or I'm putting out an album that's somewhat inspired by yacht rock. Some metal band also did that, but I don't know if that's a separate thing. And one of them, Charlie Puth, how have I not heard like how his name is I don't remember hearing anyone else say it, but I definitely must have heard it. Anyway, his is
Every time you
officially
say that, I'm hearing Timmy from South Park.
both Charles and Keith Urban. I'm just gonna call him Charles. Both Charles and Keith Urban have at least Michael McDonald, and one of them has Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins on the track. Keith Urban has Michael McDonald on a track, and that's an original track, I think, as far as I know. I guess he also did some covers, which were also like unyachted in a way. Like the minimum amount, just by the fact that you're playing a yacht rock song, but like you clearly don't get it, and you don't know where the pocket is.
Smooth.
You can't find the pocket, so you gotta walk the plank. So that and then it's also okay. They haven't done Keith Urban yet, but I saw the video for that with Michael McDonald, and it was like God, like same deal, just like two like hard like a beat that was programmed in a DAW on a computer, which does not in the pocket unless you like do weird stuff to like nudge it and whatever. You can get it to do that if you know what it's supposed to sound like. They're not doing that, and they think that by hiring like the guys, they'll be like, no, they're like, no,
you can't hire Jeff Porcaro. He's dead.
That's true. But I mean, it's always Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins for one. It's like, hey, maybe, get Christopher Cross on your track. I mean, Donald Fagen probably won't do it, but you could at least say you tried. But they're just like Michael McDonald, Kenny Loggins. Those are the guys, right?
And singers are important.
Because they don't
but
actually.
So is the rhythm section.
Like yacht rock. They like a few hits and a bunch of stuff that is actually like they're probably like there was some top 4 yacht rock singer list, and it had like Daryl Hall on it, and it's like they're mostly not yacht rock.
Jesus Christ, that was terrible.
So I was like, anyway, I got people were mad at me, but that's their problem. So we'll step up to gatekeep the yacht posters.
Okay,
I'm committing both of us to this, even though I didn't tell you about it before.
No, this is good. This is a thing I largely support. I try to avoid the internet arguments in typing form because I'm a poor typist and it gets tedious. But I'll do it on here because I like to talk.
Exactly.
Now, there's something else I wanted to mention about Rumors and other records of its ilk that you had kind of touched on, but I had come up with a name for. Rumors has an issue with Radio-itis. You've heard an album and the hits off of that album so many times that you don't. It's like vanilla white noise against your ears. You don't hear it anymore. It's just there. It's static.
Yeah, I understand completely where you're coming from. I thought you were going to talk about something else that I'll mention that I don't have a name for, but like we should find one. So yeah, like that, I had the same thing where like certain songs, I was just like, I don't ever need to hear this song again. I've heard it enough. And then certain songs have like these burned in connotations that
there's that too.
Came years later, but I'm like, I can't go back to 1977. I can't unhear it. So we'll get to all of those. The other one I was going to say is that it's an album that there was a lot of personal turmoil, and it's funny. The Rush album we want to talk about is also kind of known for like, it was terrible for them to make it in the studio, but an amazing album came out, and like it almost broke up the band kind of thing.
I think it probably helped that no members of Rush were fucking each other.
True. And so like there would need to be a different category for specifically when the problems are because they're fucking, but another one for just like, oh, it was a hard album to record. It was a difficult time for them, but it's great. But they don't like it when you ask because they're like, we don't talk about Dress Under Pressure. Like, I mean, they'll talk about that music, but they don't talk. They're like, I don't want to think about I don't know if Rumors if Fleetwood Mac is like that, but Fleetwood Mac was notoriously all banging each other, although not in some combinations that I had like imagined that I thought I remembered from like behind the music, which I didn't rewatch or anything. And so all I know is what's on Wikipedia. There's no other possible way to do research on something like this. But like I know who the couples were that like broke up, but I thought they had like crisscrossed, and like that in my mind is what half the songs are about. Is I'm like, oh, he's talking up because there's clear references to like, you're running off with so-and-so or whatever, or you're just breaking up with me. But I was always like, I know which one. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong like half the time.
For my benefit, let's review a little bit because I think I only know very much at all about 2 primary pairings, Lindsey and Stevie.
Lindsey Buckingham.
That was as far as I understand
were
the most.
A couple and a duo when they joined the band, which this is also the first I learned that like it was a band for like an album before that.
Yep, I knew about that. And
named
that
after the existing members.
That was the bad, from what I understand.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it yet. That could be a separate thing. I would do it for laughs.
I didn't either.
I assume it's also because it's like there's a lot of. Oh, I thought you meant the music. I was like, without like
I have no fucking idea.
Maybe
Could be
not.
great.
But like, so Christine McVie and her husband was also in the band. He's the bass player, I think. Yeah, he's the bass player.
Gotta be.
And they were a married couple. And then Mick Fleetwood. So those were the people the band was named after. And then their marriage broke up. And I think she must have been seeing someone else, probably in the band, because there's all these fucking songs on the album about how she's really happy with someone. And it's like, well, it can't be the husband you just divorced, right? But I don't know who it is for sure. I had just assumed that I didn't know her husband was in the band. I didn't know who the bass player was. I just knew Mick Fleetwood, Christine McVie, Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks. So I just assumed that they were both the couples and that they switched. But that is not true. That's what I imagined.
I vaguely knew he was there. I didn't really pay attention to the fact that they had marital strife. I guess I didn't know that they were not married, other than she's dead, and I think he's been dead for quite some time. So
wait, the McVies?
Isn't she? She died a year or two ago.
That's possible. I don't.
Also, I always is it not pronounced McVeigh?
Oh, it could be.
That's how I've always heard it.
I feel like
I think it's spelled like VIE, but I've always heard it pronounced McVeigh. So I
don't know if I've heard it. I probably at some point I probably did, but right now, again, much like Charlie Puth, it's Puth, right?
Puth.
Yeah, it's Puth.
Some guy.
Puth. Is there like an accent that got taken off? I don't know.
Yeah, he's British, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe he's American.
Figures.
He might be American. I'm not sure, because I feel like I remember him hearing, like, I don't know. I don't like he okay, that's separate. We got, but yeah, at some point, like,
I don't know thing about him. Let's get.
I was listening to like a real R&B song that is like yacht adjacent, and I was trying to find other versions of it. And one of them was him, and it was so bad, and I hated it so much. It was the least smooth. It was super soft, but not at all smooth.
You need Al Jarreau.
Like, oh yeah, no, Al Jarreau would be fantastic, and he's great. I don't know if he's done that song though. But
before
anyway,
I forget, I always forget this point, and I need to make this point. There needs to be an official greeting amongst the yacht rock folk. It should be Jarreau instead of hello.
Yeah, Jarreau. That's pretty good. It also vaguely sounds like it could be like a nautical thing, like Jarreau.
As long as no one thinks we're being like racist.
Ahoy is what I'm thinking of.
I
was like, what is? Is there a thing like that? Yeah, ahoy. The fucking ahoy. Yeah. Obviously, like there's Jarreau, fellow sailor. Like, I don't know. That's bad. Definitely
perfect. I love it. Anyway, moving on. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so the song that inspired me to talk about this, because I really just want to talk about this one song that I had heard and I didn't realize was Fleetwood Mac, and it's the first song on the album.
I was going to say, I saw this coming.
Yes, it's Secondhand News, which is hard for me to remember because it's like
bam,
the title.
Bam.
Wait. Okay, don't get out of it. Okay, yes, we're going to be plenty of that.
Good.
The title of the song is in the bridge for some reason, and that is the chorus. Bam, bam, bam. We'll get to do. But I
remember a lot about that song because it is the first song.
I remember growing up, I hated that song just for like arbitrary reasons. Well, I thought it was kind of cutesy. Like, there's this weird sound to this Fleetwood Mac album that's like, okay, it's a type of rock, but there's this element of like not quite country. Maybe it's technically country, but it feels like country adjacent. Like maybe Western. Maybe at some point it was country and Western, and maybe they split, and this is the Western, and they left the country. But there's like certain like Never Going Back Again. He's like, it's like a whole fingerstyle guitar thing, and it's super like kind of woodsy sounding or something. I don't know. Again, I'm having a hard time describing it, but basically whatever that is, I did not like it growing up, and now I'm more tolerant of it, and it adds a certain flavor to it. But it's like, they're a 70s rock band, which means they're kind of not a hard rock band, but they're not like yacht. So what kind of and it's like, well, this weird kind of like slightly
certainly folk
country thing.
There's certainly some country
actually
in
folk.
there.
Folk is like the bit, like for sure
yes.
folk, and then it's like, well, which kind of is it? So on the money, and partially because of Lindsey Buckingham's fingerstyle, which I want to say he is one of my like 3 guitar players are allowed to play fingerstyle electric.
Mark Knopfler.
More. Yes, which we talked about in another episode that isn't out yet. But maybe it will be by the time I put this up.
Seems likely.
Who could ever know? So, or I'll put it out next. Whatever.
It's fine.
Mark Knopfler and Lindsey Buckingham, which I only just decided listening to this album, but they're both okay. But I have no use for fingerstyle electric guitar unless it's kind of like just.
Wait, who was your third?
I don't know. I was just saying like there's got to be 3 spots.
Okay.
Actually,
two so far.
no, I do have a third one. The guy from Spock's Beard, but then that might not be. I might not be as okay with it as I'm making it sound, because that was always the thing that I liked the least about Spock's Beard, is that because he plays with his fingers, the guitar tone was kind of soft, and I thought that was because he was playing with his fingers, but actually, like,
Here, I thought it was the circus music.
well, that's Prague. All Prague
Yes,
has
I
circus
know.
music. It's the worst part of it, but if it happens, you got to be like, well, what did you expect? It's a Prague band. Like, if they call themselves Prague, they're gonna play circus music. But Lindsey Buckingham, like, on this, like, there's like some decent, like, distorted, like, fuzz pedal or something solos. He's still playing with his fingers, but I'm like, not bad. Yeah, not fucking bad. So he's on the list. So it's Knopfler, Lindsey Buckingham. I don't want to, again, because that's my complaint
Some
about
other guy,
Spock's Beard. Otherwise, I would
maybe.
be like, but that guy's okay. And I'm like, I want to be okay with him, but not really. So he's got to
That's
go.
a later episode. We'll get to it someday.
Yes. So
Maybe. Again.
secondhand news is clearly one of the songs from Lindsey Buckingham about Stevie Nicks, like, I think, dumping him, because another reason I didn't know that this was a Fleetwood Mac song is they're one of those bands that has too many singers. And so if you heard 3 of their hits on the radio and you didn't hear them say, that was Fleetwood Mac, you might not know they were all Fleetwood Mac. Just like growing up, I didn't realize all the stuff that was Toto because they had different people sing.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a different band. Like, no. So Lindsey Buckingham on the first track, and it's just a song about he wants to bang and he knows you're leaving, but shut up and let's bang. Like,
He also wants to do drugs. Let's be very clear.
Well, of course.
Not
I think
just
he's already
bang.
on drugs. I think it's
Might
the
even
drug.
be more do drugs.
You
I
think
want to say, lay me down in the tall grass and let me do my stuff.
Okay.
Is
You
more
think
like,
that's about drugs?
go away.
No.
I would like to get fucked
No,
up
no,
now.
no. Okay,
Leave me
that
the
is-
fuck alone. That's what I heard.
It's very interesting that you interpreted that, because that's part of my issue with it, or why I used to hate it and now I find it hilarious in a way. It's so ambiguous. Like, I am fairly
It is
confident
songwriting.
it is not about doing drugs. I'm pretty sure it's about, like, no, because it's a common, like, they're like, well, they know it's ending, but they're still banging and they haven't, like,
Sure.
stopped yet, but it's kind of like, and so it always clearly to me was something sexual, but it's so ambiguous. Like, I was like, what is your stuff? Why is it stuff? But now as an adult, I'm like, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Because what it is doing is saying, like, whatever his stuff is, whatever the thing he's into, let's do that. And since he doesn't specify, you can imagine any crazy thing and be like, Lindsey Buckingham, have some self-respect. And that is like the almost real chorus of the song, is like every, like, verse ends with, like I said, lay me down in the tall grass and let me do my stuff. Except for the third time when he's like, won't you just let me go down and do my stuff? Which starts to sound like, whoa, we get it. You want to do your stuff. But it's like he's getting impatient for the song to end. Like, it's not, you wrote it. And you're just like, it's just like,
Well, see, and this is all why I
Let me
thought it
do
sounded
my
more like, I want to go do drugs and I want to
they
be
were-
left alone.
okay, they were doing drugs too.
Yes,
That is true.
obviously.
But
he's
why
like,
would he
leave
go
me
in
alone.
the grass to do blow? That doesn't, like, people, like, make out in grass in tall and stuff, like, they have sex and whatever. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone being like, I got to go outside and do some lines, on the lawn.
He
I
wanted to
could be
go
wrong.
touch grass.
I think there was cocaine subtext, because they were probably almost certainly on it when they were writing and performing the
There's
song.
no problem
That's
about it.
well documented, that they had one of those bands that famously had, like, a huge coke budget that the record paid for. But yeah, so and then the other hilarious part is that the chorus, after he tells you he wants to do his stuff, is just bam, 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 bam,
Bam, bam, bam, bam, bam.
bam. The only thing that's not bam, 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 bam is the little one, like, half a bar is like dude, which sounds like when someone's writing lyrics and then a line just to kind of give up and go dude. Like, that's what it sounds like. It seems like it was just like bam, bam, bam. That space has really bothered me. I got to put something there. Do. Although then at some point he also says, do it. So again, it's clear that he's cheering himself on to do the thing that he's doing in the chorus. What I realized is that this is the 1977 equivalent to the Yin Yang Twins Whisper song. Have you heard the Whisper song? It's like,
Yes.
it's
Not good.
a song that they whisper. It's very sexual and not at all subtle. Although, ironically, I realized that, like, when I first heard it, I heard the censored version. And when I heard the uncensored version, I was like, the censored version is way better because it almost has an art to it, how they have to bleep out. So instead of going like, wait till you see my dick, which is the chorus of the song, it's like, wait till you see my, like they put a sound effect in to cover it. And it's like, that's kind of like, you got to feel that was not like them being artistic. That was, we can't play it on the radio. Because the real version is just like, wait till you see my dick. And I'm like, police, somebody, is everyone in the studio okay? I need to, like, this is
one of Diddy's white parties.
It's aged poorly, you might say, but not really, because again, it was just like on purpose. And like the Lonely Island did a parody of it that was practically not different. Like it was hard to like parody because it's like,
yeah,
it's
You'll
so.
have that.
But there is this part in the song where after they say they're gonna beat the pussy up, they go bam, 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 which is clearly what they just said they were going to do, beating it up. And so again, that is almost exact parallel to Lindsey Buckingham, like,
Perfect.
Let me go down and do my stuff. Bam, 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 bam. And so it's like all you can picture is whatever you think he means by doing his stuff when he's doing that in the chorus. And then like, I'm secondhand, like, what? I don't even know what that means. That doesn't, I guess he's saying like he's the last to find out that like she's dumping him. I don't know. And I don't care. Cause by that point I was like, oh, that's what the song was called. I forgot that.
That sounded a little bit like a Malafor to me. I was thinking it was like yesterday's news. It was secondhand news.
Maybe. I think like it's a colloquialism that I never experienced. So I don't know how literally, like, yeah, you may be right exactly right. It might just be like, it's a term for like, yeah, like old news. But to me, I was like, secondhand, that means like, you heard it from another person.
Heard it from a friend who?
Yeah. Who heard it from another, you've been messing around. And then, so that, and then I didn't listen to the rest of the album. No, I did, but I kind of was like, I listened to that song like 50 times as much as I listened to the rest of the album.
It's the first song.
And it is the
fun,
most, and I love it now. And
distinct. It grew on me. I did not want to listen to it so many goddamn times.
And I remember you saying that you were like, well, that song's bad. And I was like, I honestly couldn't tell you because I just love it now. I can no longer tell if it's bad. I hated it growing up and it sounded cutesy and it was like, and I was like, what the fuck? Get out of here. And then now I'm like, he's
Stockholm
a freak.
Syndrome.
He's a disgusting freak.
Stockholm Syndrome.
He has projected horrible things into our minds through his 1977 cocaine-fueled ambiguity. I'm doing my stuff. Like, maybe it's probably both. It's like, no, we're going to do the blow also when we're in the grass.
Yeah.
We're also going to do the blow. And yeah. So I think that's probably the case.
Good.
Now I have to pull up the song list because I don't remember. Oh, wait. Dreams, right? Dreams comes next? Because
I do not recall the order at all.
All right.
Out of my brain. Just completely gone. I remember the songs. I could talk about the songs. Order, Radio-itis.
It's also like
static in my brain.
It's a good term. It's also very much like it was always jarring to go from this song that I kind of remembered, but wasn't like a big radio song. And now after it is Dreams, which is one of the biggest like 3 or 4 hits on the album.
Of which there are many.
Yeah. There's a lot of hits. All right. Rumors. Okay. So Secondhand News, Dreams, which is like one of the most heavily used ones. It's one that I still don't
Not as heavily used as Don't Stop.
No. We'll get to that. There's like 4 songs that are like have full-blown radio-itis, as you were saying. Like it's spread over the whole album, but it flares up particularly in the singles and hits. So Dreams is like, I still enjoyed it. I was still able to listen to it and not have it totally be ruined. But it was also so familiar that I didn't feel like, well, this is on. Like it was like I heard it so many times. It's fine when it happens. It's one of the better songs, I think, on the album.
It's also one of the songs where, because of my brain melting all this together, I hear it in my head, and I don't always hear which is the correct vocalist. And I believe it was primarily a Christine McVie song, and now I'm thinking to myself, shit, is it?
It's definitely Stevie Nicks.
Damn it, see?
Yeah.
See? It's in my brain wrong.
Because the thing about Christine McVie has such a different voice.
Yes, but she has different tones within her own voice.
Yeah, but she still, to me, like, for some reason, it sounds like...
No, now I'm hearing it. Now it's Stevie Nicks.
It sounds to me like...
My brain's shot.
I get why it was weird when Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham joined the band, because it sounds like she's in a different band to me. Like, I'm sure they all collaborated on stuff, and you can hear his guitar in it, and you hear, like... But it's whenever one of her tracks comes on, I'm like, who put this on? Like, it sounds like a different album to me.
That's fair.
And some of it I like, but some of it is the stuff I wanted to skip, because I was like, what is this crap? Why did they put but it was their band first, and then Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham joined it. So it's actually been like, get these people out of this. Let these two take over. They know what they're doing.
Honestly, I came away from the album more appreciative of Christine McVie because I was paying at the time. Now I forgot who the fuck sings what. But while I was trying to pay attention, I was like, oh, shit, she's singing way more of these songs than I realized, and I like them, and that's good because it's nice what we're trying.
Yeah, I partially agree. Like there was one song that really grew on me, or that I actually really like, and it was just the title kept throwing me off because you make love and fun. It's like, but the chorus is like something about like believing in magic and shit, and so I always didn't realize that was that until it came out. I'm like I think that song name is kind of stupid and cheesy, but the song's okay. But like, and she does say it in there, but it's like, I think she could have called it something more fitting the chorus. But it's also weird and confusing because like trying to figure out who the songs are about. Stevie Nicks did Dreams, and like she's known for being kind of like witchy, right? That's like her like look, to the point where people act like they think she's an actual witch. And so anytime there's a reference to magic, I'm like, so wait, Christine McVie and Stevie Nicks also hooked up because she's talking about like,
sure, why not?
Like she's like, don't believe in
wrong with that. We're not here to judge
magic.
That sounds like a good time.
I'm starting to wonder, or miracles and magic. I'm starting to wonder why. I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
And then she also says like, don't break the spell. It won't be. I'm like,
yeah.
Like this wasn't behind the music, but also it probably is not about. But it's about whoever she was hooking up with. But there's like 3 songs of hers.
Which may have been several people.
It's possible. They're way more like Songbird. I hate Songbird, and I do not particularly care for Oh Daddy.
That's a bit.
Oh Daddy. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't need to hear the rest of whatever this is about.
It's creepy. I didn't.
And yeah, that's the thing. As it goes on, you're like, yeah, no, it's going exactly what I thought it was, and I would like it to stop.
I don't think musically
it's not about her father.
It's a bad song. I did
okay.
not like what was happening, songwriting wise, lyrics wise. It was icky.
Yeah, I think she plays like keyboards and piano, and I think she seems very good. And I think I read that like maybe she had more like formal music education than the others, and it makes sense with her stuff. And so yeah, like it's just that it was more about like it was a little again the weird shift in the voice, but then also 2 out of 3 of those songs sound gross, and I don't want to hear what they're about.
Songbird is escaping my brain right now. I feel like I appreciated something about that, but I don't have anything to say about it.
It's okay, but I
didn't.
And then I started to skip it eventually because it was just so like.
I never skipped anything.
It also made me think.
I listened to the album all the way through every time, much to my own detriment.
Well, that's commitment. That's what I probably should be doing, but I have to listen to Secondhand News 5 times before I let Dreams actually play. Okay, so then after Dreams is Never Going Back Again, which, as I said, is the country and/or Western song. It sounds like it's just Lindsey Buckingham, and like when no one was looking, he recorded another song.
He was angry off in the corner again.
Yeah. And it's about
how he's like the most angry person. All of his songs come off.
No, yeah, they're all like bitter,
pissed
and
off
Stevie
in
Nicks
the corner
is bitter, and then Christine McVie's like, I'm having a good time over here. And you're like, what? Are you in the same band?
Good.
Yeah.
This is.
Maybe she was fucking everybody, and everybody else was like mad at her. Yeah, because there's so many like clear references. You're like, this is definitely about someone in the band to someone else in the band, but I don't know which they are. Anyway, so it's crazy.
That's what the rumors were about.
Never Going Back Again.
Who is it about?
It grew on me, even though it sounds all folksy, but I enjoy it now. Okay,
I'm gonna have to listen to it again after this just to refresh myself on some things. And
it's literally has like,
and you should too, dear listeners. It's a good album.
It's like a very banjo-like guitar part.
Sure. Yep, sounds right.
So then the next is Don't Stop, which, as we all know, was written in order to get Bill Clinton elected in the 90s, even though it was written in 1977, because that's what it's about, I'm pretty sure. I can't hear it any other way other than like, tomorrow's going to be...
That was the least, how do I want to phrase this? I didn't want to listen to that song anymore.
Yeah, no.
Much.
Yeah,
I didn't skip it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to commit to your like to not skipping things, because I was like, I have heard it enough. I know this song. I listened to it a few times. A few times I did go all the way through, and I don't think I skipped anything for the first few times. But then I was kind of be like, I do need to listen to the stuff that I want to skip, but still, I don't know. Sometimes I just get halfway through that and be like, all right, I'm thinking about tomorrow. I get, because It's tomorrow already. Let's move on. So good job, Bill Clinton, for destroying that song. I
Thanks,
literally
Bill.
just see them like see when you're celebrating that he won and like don't stop thinking about it. And you're like that's about all right, and then
Maybe we should have thought more about tomorrow. How's that
maybe
working out?
Yep. Not enough. So then Songbird is no. The other most for me like Go Your Own Way, which is
I
one,
like Go Your Own Way.
It's good.
Despite
It's
it
good.
being a huge hit.
Next in the track list, Go Your Own Way is still kind of fun, but I still it reminds me of, you remember the early Manosphere Red Pill, like one of the early incarnations was this men going their own way thing, which sounded like they're giving up, but they're going to make it sound like it's a good idea and like it's actually very mature of them to give up on ever dating a woman. Like that's what it sounded like.
I have done everything in my power to completely ignore every part of the Manosphere.
Absolutely. The reason I even know of this, because again, it's like it vanished, got like absorbed by Red Pill or whatever, is I knew a guy at one point who was like, yeah, I'm going my own way. And I was like, what? Like, you just quitting? Like, I don't think that sounds the way they thought it sounded. But now when I hear Go Your Own Way, it makes me think that whoever came up with that was listening to Fleetwood Mac at the time. And they were like, that's the answer. They're all mad because they're of their relationships. And they're like, forget it. I'm just not going to date anyone at all. I'm like, that's what none of them were saying. They're all famous, probably attractive by 70 standards people, and they were banging.
That's
and keep banging.
The people who've made that decision shouldn't date anyone.
Plus, they had free
good.
cocaine, so you know that they're not going to stop.
Right? They're not.
So that was it. Right. One person, like I'd heard it mentioned, but I didn't pay any attention. And then someone I knew was like, and I was like, okay, so what is that? Like, how is that different from Red Pill? And because Red Pill is basically like, the trick is to. You got to be a misogynist because it's actually the right thing to do. And
those people can all fuck off, and that's all that really needs to be said.
I will say it's at least like a notch up from Red Pill, because it was like, we're going to leave women alone. They're going to leave us alone.
They should do that.
They
should leave us all the fuck alone.
They're going to continue to leave us alone, but we're also going to leave them alone. It's like, you know what? It's a little better. But that's why it disappeared, because eventually everyone was like, fuck this shit. So it doesn't make any fucking sense. What the fuck? So, and it all got absorbed further right and further crazy. And then all of it became one thing.
And that's what we need.
And that's what the internet shit. And, but anyway, so now when I hear Go Your Own Way, all I can think about is those guys. Yeah.
Great.
So, but it's an
killed
okay
that
song otherwise.
Thanks.
Well,
No.
it killed it for, I guess I did.
Son of a bitch.
Then Songbird, which is like a little piano ballad. Again, seems very positive about someone.
See, I keep hearing Songbird. That's a song by, nope, that's Snowbird. I'm thinking of Anne Murray. Never mind. Wrong person. Wrong song. Wrong name.
Side 2 is The Chain, which I think is the one for me that holds up the best despite massive, massive exposure.
That's fair. That is a huge song. It holds up perfectly well.
I dig it. I enjoy it.
I think it's because it's not specific enough to anything. No one sounds like they're about to tear somebody else's throat out. No one sounds overly
hold on.
Well, okay.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Well, maybe.
It just sounds like they're going to do it in a really cool way.
Look, there's no creepy daddy shit. No one is just having too much fun fucking in the grass or doing drugs in the grass.
It's still bitter, though. They're like...
That's fair.
They're like, damn your love, damn your lies. And I'm like, yeah, damn your lies. It's like, it's rock a little hard. It's like the hardest rocking in a bluesy way, but it's about as hard as rocking as it gets with Fleetwood Mac, which is why I never was into them that much. But you never break the chain. Also, it fits my dream doing a medley of like chains related songs and then making them about crypto. I can still hear you say you would never block the chains. And if you don't crypto now, you will never crypto again. That's what I heard when I listened to that, which is very bad, but it didn't ruin the song for me. And I'm sorry.
I don't have anything positive to say about that.
Exactly. It's a great song. Yeah.
Yes, good song.
Running in something about running in the shadows. I don't know, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool
that checks out.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's how people might have gotten confused with like yacht rock adjacent, because there's running and there's the shadows.
That's true.
It sounds like a lot of the running in the night kind of things and the man of the streets and that sort of, it's got that sort of vibe to it.
I've also been listening to a lot of Rage for Order by Queensryche,
sure.
and that has Walk in the Shadows. Like, they're running in the shadows. Jeff's like, slow down. There's no need to run.
Jeff's got
Just
nowhere
walk.
to be. He's
He's got to be at Mindcrime 3, which unfortunately I've realized. I was like, I'm not gonna listen to that crap. I'm like, oh wait, no, I kind of probably have to.
just to talk about it.
I'm honor bound to listen to that garbage. I'm gonna see if I can get any of the old crew to come and be like, will you do it for Mindcrime 3? It's that, and unfortunately, John Schaefer's Sons of Liberty. I've already listened to it once, and I never plan to listen to it again. But he's re-releasing it, and it's more popular now because he tried to overthrow the government and was convicted and then pardoned,
and I hear
therefore
he
did nothing
feels
wrong.
it in his soul,
and that's why he loves Jesus now. Well, more, because there were hints. Like, I always thought Holy Martyr. Oh, sorry, Melancholy. Parentheses, Holy Martyr. Because if you just called it Holy Martyr, then you'd be like, oh yeah, that's. He's like, no. It's not. It's not really. It's just like, I thought it was just like an intellectual thing. Like, the mythological figure of Jesus. Like, what did he think? Even it's still not great. It's kind of some of the worst lyrics he's ever written. But like, make the sadness go away. Come back another day. Why would you want it to come back another day? What? I don't think that's what Jesus said.
Go away,
right.
Come
I'm like,
again another day. Thanks, John. You can write bad nursery rhymes. That's super cool of you.
Yeah. Oh my
God.
Wow. Unbelievable. But yeah, about Jesus, and which actually, now that I realize it, he knew Jesus' story better than he knew Spawn's. So kind of should have suspected. And that's what he was like, the real super, like the most heavy metal guy is Jesus. Like, that is not at all anyway accurate. And I would say that Black Sabbath, the band that initiated metal and was all about the opposite. They were Christian, but it wasn't like Christian music. That's not the same thing as. Anyway, that'll be terrible as well.
Coming up next time, we talk about John Schaefer, Black Sabbath, Striper,
whatever bullshit he's gonna do. Oh no, none of that. Well, just Sons of Liberty, and hopefully he improved it in some way, because it's so.
And we will get 4 views, and they will all be from people you don't want to hang out with.
That's fine.
I don't.
We're not going to hang out with them. Don't worry. I may reply to their comments because it's amusing to me, especially when I act like I don't understand.
You have to engage the content.
Thanks for supporting the channel, brother. Heavy metal. Keep rocking.
Anyway,
like,
I think the point is you make loving fun.
You make loving fun. I like this song, but I hate the title. And I kept forgetting that it was that song, and then would come on and be like, wait. And again, I already did my bit about it, which is that it sounds like she's banging Stevie Nicks because she's singing about magic. But
sounds good to me.
Yeah. I think Christine McVie
wasn't everyone
banged
banging Stevie Nicks? She was hot. That was her thing.
Sure, yeah.
Or Stevie Nicks was banging everybody. However you want to phrase that.
Specifics. I was just speaking.
She was having fun. More power to her.
Yeah. Okay. So that was actually, it's better than the title suggests, and I would say it's the best Christine McVie song in my opinion.
That's pretty fair, at least on that album.
Nicks and Buckingham. I don't want to know. I enjoy this. This one I remember, and I was a little cheesy, but I still kind of enjoy it.
It's gone totally out of my head. It's gone. It's not there at all.
It was even like I used to hear it on the radio. Like, I don't know if it was like a hit or a single, but it ended up on the radio anyway. Yeah, I don't think it was a single, but I remember hearing it.
It's gone.
Hey, I don't want to know the reasons why you love me, blah blah blah. It's a little, I don't know. Again, it's got that Western.
I don't want to know the reasons
thing.
Why you're leaving him.
Well, that's the other thing, is I don't know what any of the other lyrics are.
Toto songs.
I'm always like, I don't want to know the brand, and like I never remember any other words from it, nor can I like comprehend them. It's just literally, I don't want to know the reason why you love me. Something down. It's like revved up like a deuce. It's like revved up like a douche. Like, it's like one of those to me. It sounds like a
miles away. I don't want to know the reason why.
I see. Yeah.
Something.
It's overruled by Toto.
Yes, and that's not helping, because I might have a lot of Toto bouncing around in the old braid box.
Makes sense, as do I. But
yeah.
Anyway, but I think it's an okay kind of fun song, upbeat. Again, sounds like it's from the Lindsay Nicks band, and
sure,
the others were forced to perform it, but it worked out for him. So
I feel like it just didn't stick out as much. Like it wasn't creepy about daddy.
Oh, that's true.
And it wasn't about you're having fun fucking everything. It's the Chain or Gold Dust Woman. So where does that song even fit in that B-side?
It's a
What
little
do you
more
do?
positive. There's still a little bit of, yeah, it's a little bit of a, like, I don't know, maybe it's a leftover song that Lindsay and Stevie wrote before they joined this nightmare, this band of cocaine nightmares and
Pretty sure
fame.
they were on the coke.
No, yeah. Oh, no. It's just, no, because again,
It's
it's
just
also
now they
like,
got into the British coke.
this also, this album, like, it's like, I think at one point I tried to call this like a sacrificial album or something, because it's like, it was miserable to make it, but now we're famous forever because it's bajillion platinum, and it was years and years and years
Also,
ago.
their previous album was very successful.
The one without Lindsay and
No, the one prior
I thought
with.
this was the first one they were on, but maybe
Hang on, brain.
I might be wrong.
No, Derf, stand by. Isn't Rhiannon from the album previous, which is probably called Fleetwood Mac or something similar, which is unhelpful. Yes, 1975's Fleetwood Mac, which featured Rhiannon, which was pretty big deal. It also had Landslide, which pretty big deal.
Okay, so what were I thought they were like an album or two before they joined, or did they join like right? Wait, okay, there is a 1974 album that can't have. That's got to be different. Like, yeah, Welch. Welch is one of the guys who left. Bob Welch. Well, at least they didn't call it Fleetwood Mac and Welch. Okay, so he was the one before that, and then the self-titled is okay. Interesting, because I did not pick up on that. The self-titled is when Stevie and Lindsay must have joined, or
appears to be the case.
Yep,
they were
Yep. All right.
certainly there for that one.
Maybe we'll check that, because I know some of those songs, and we were talking about maybe doing Tusk because it sounded like it might be kind of cool and interesting or
Tusk
something.
was interesting. It was certainly less hit-driven.
I'm not really familiar with it.
Yeah, I would need to listen to it more times. There was more going on, but I would need to do some serious listening to talk about it.
Yeah, so you're right. There's a bunch of hits on the self-titled, but Rumors was still, again, it has like this reputation as like at one point it was probably the
I feel like they may
selling.
have gotten a Grammy for self-titled.
I don't know.
Don't
maybe.
quote me on that, but I could be wrong.
Grammy Hall of Fame award?
I
don't. I see. There's a lot of charts.
Yes, there are, and in different countries, and it's fine.
But Rumors must have still sold more because the whole reputation was that it sold a lot. It's an album that's known for having sold a lot and had a lot of people fucking when they were making it.
Yep, pretty much.
Being miserable about it. All right, so I don't want to know. Oh yeah, we talked about Oh Daddy, and we don't need to talk about it anymore. And then
but why not, Matt?
Let me do my stuff.
Bam, bam.
Okay, Gold Dust Woman is the only one that I like know. Like I'm like almost positive who it's about. Right, I'm pretty sure it was about Stevie Nicks singing about Christine McVie because she's from like a higher class upbringing. Better off financially.
Well, British people.
And and British. They're poor Brits, but they're not the poors. And
you shouldn't trust British people.
You shouldn't listen to Pan. But yeah, it's very well known as like the knock off you lady who's also in the band. So that's why I assumed Lindsay hooked up with her. But who knows? It's an all right song. I still like it. I still like that one. I don't mind it. But it also made me think like it has some magic-y references in it too. Like, okay, sure. Gold Dust, like she's super privileged, but Nix is gonna, cast a spell on her because she's the witchy one. But then in You Make Loving Fun, Christine McVie is all like about like maybe I should give magic a try. And I was like Stevie Nicks? Is she gonna? So that's why I'm like I can't shake that feeling that they've set up the language that's what that has to mean, but it's probably not. But who knows?
It's hard to say.
They did like cocaine. You never know.
It's fine.
So I just want to talk about secondhand news.
Drugs again.
But yeah, it's a decent album, and it turns out I had heard it all before at some point, but I still had not actually sat down and listened to it. And so the giving's like, I can't believe you've never listened to Rumors before. It's like technically, I have not.
Not as an album.
Nope.
Because
not on
Radio-itis.
My parents probably had the album. They probably put the album on.
That album.
I probably heard all of it because of that. I didn't remember it until I listened to it because I thought I hadn't. But it's okay because I was not expecting some of the deeper cuts. Like Never Going Back. And
I'm going to listen to it yet tonight. It's going to be all your fault.
And it's gross. I'm probably done with it forever, other than secondhand news, which I am heavily addicted to, especially when you're driving and I'm like, bam, 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 bam. Like I'm going to get into an accident because I'm listening to secondhand. Bam, bam. What were you doing when? Like I was just driving. I wasn't doing anything. Listening to music. I'm like, I don't remember if I was listening to music.
Let me do my stuff.
Just let me do my stuff, man. Like, sir, you need to focus on the road. You cannot drive and do your stuff. Like, that is not safe.
Yikes.
And
That's
you will
fair.
get fined for that.
Not drive and do your stuff.
No,
Very bad combination.
I do my stuff safely.
Gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
Keep your stuff to yourself.
I can't believe the Yin Yang Twins didn't do one of those remixes and have Lindsey Buckingham on the Whisper song. They probably have never heard the secondhand news, but it's too bad.
Never know.
It's too bad.
You just never know.
History always repeats
producers
itself.
has.
History repeats itself. First time as tragedy and second time as the Yin Yang Twins.
Good. So Rumors, overall impressions.
Bam. Yeah, I mean, it's a good album. I get it. Like a lot of Radio-itis albums, it makes it feel like there's this disconnect between the hits and but really it's like they're not bad. Like even the songs I don't like, I don't think are like a massive fall off compared to some albums where you got like these 3 songs are the hits, and then there's the rest of this garbage that you only listen to if those hits affect you so much that you're like, I'm a fan of this band now. I'm gonna listen to this trash.
So I was talking to a guy at work about this because I was, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm listening to this album because I'm going to talk about it on the internet like a dork.
Yeah.
And his immediate comment about Rumors was, still holds up, doesn't it? And I was like,
okay, there was interesting.
Production wise,
internet meme wise, this is another reason that I kind of thought about is that there was that video of the guy listening to Dreams while he's like drinking juice, but like riding on the back of it, and a lot of people's response to that was like, that's it's a great song. You can't fault him for enjoying that song, and that's a lot of people's.
But I don't know if it still holds up at a big mythical whole of oh my god, this thing is an amazing overall work of art. It's a big album for sure.
I didn't necessarily get that feeling from it.
It's not a monolith of holds up.
No, it wasn't like
interesting.
Right, and it's sold a lot. It was popular.
Yes,
but yeah, and also for my personal taste, it's not like there's only like 2 kinds of music from the 70s that I really like, and then everything else the 70s disgusted me for some reason. I think it was being born in the 80s, and then when I look back and saw the 70s, like, what the hell were they doing back then?
Yacht rock has made me listen to a lot more 70s music.
Well, that's one of the
Kansas.
kinds that it turns out and
also Rush.
Basically, hard rock or prog rock. Okay, I should say 3 kinds because technically those are potentially separate: hard rock, prog rock, and yacht rock. But then everything else
early AC/DC and stuff,
either soft or like cheesy, and both in a particular way that I hate, which is part of why I'm so intensely into why yacht rock is yacht rock. It's like that's the reason I like it, is those things, and then the opposite of those things is all this crap that if you think this is yacht rock, you're gonna walk the plank because no yacht posers on this deck.
It's soft
and there's no lifeboat.
But not smooth.
There's no lifeboats for
kind of
posers.
shitty.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I'd say it's decent on a scale from 1 to 3. It gets a 2.
That's
there's only 3 levels for everything.
That's a scale. It's a solid medium.
Yep.
Good. Perfect.
I can no longer be bothered to have to imagine more than 3 divisions of a thing.
I don't have any additional notes about Rumors other than that. Now I just have to listen to it one more time, give it a final send off, and that will be enough for me. Might roll it off the plank too, just for fun. Did you want to get after something else in this same episode, or did you?
Well, okay, we're going to talk about Rush, Grace Under Pressure, just because you were already listening to it. I mean,
I've been listening to Grace Under Pressure for a good number of years. It's my favorite Rush album.
You mentioned listening to it a lot recently, or like maybe
I listen to a lot in general.
Interpret it. Okay, good to know, because I don't think I realized that. So I'm a massive Rush fan, and I really like, with the exception of like the first album and maybe one of the like early 2000s, but those are still all right. I still enjoyed them. It's really just that first album that's like more offer, which it's okay, but like everything else, like almost everything else is like all in a very high tier, in my opinion. I think that they're like,
Fair.
we're going to do a whole Rush retrospective, but we're going to do it out of order in order to make it more doable, because I feel like that's the thing that sometimes we've talked about doing these things, and then it's like, I don't want to listen to that album yet. I don't want to listen to the first one, but I will listen to almost any of the others in the middle.
I do feel like some of those albums need to be talked about in context of other albums, and so some of those need to be like 2
That's true.
albums, 1 episode,
Yes,
especially where we have
that's true.
sequels on
Yes,
different albums.
absolutely.
Cygnus and whatnot, things like
But what
that.
I'm going to try to do is I'm going to like number them as the album sequence. So it's going to be like I don't even know, is it like 8 or 9, something like that, as far as which album? I don't even know, because they have so many albums. And
I don't either. They have a lot, and I get lost.
it's the first of the like super synthy era. And I mean, I guess crap, I'm trying to decide if I should actually do it tonight, because I probably shouldn't.
No, we probably shouldn't, because
Yeah. We will, though, and
Yes.
that's how it's going to be. It's going to be out of order, so it's going to be like Rush Retrospective or Rush Retrospective Part 8 or 9 or whatever. That way, when people, if they want to listen, once we've done all of them, assuming we don't die first, they very slow.
I also, and this is
Slow.
appropriate of Rush. This is appropriate of what we just talked about. I think there is room for a Radio-itis series.
Sure,
Things that
absolutely.
we've all heard.
Mhm.
Everyone's heard. You know this song, maybe you know 4 or 5 songs. And you go,
Exactly.
well, wait the fuck a minute. I know those songs. I never think about those songs. I've never listened to that album because I don't need to. I hear it all the time. I got to listen to the goddamn album. I think there's probably a lot of that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes we're going to find filler.
Yeah,
obviously.
But it's like, it's good because I need different reasons now to like podcast about music. Like I no longer have the drive to like listen to all of a popular pop album. It doesn't.
I have no drive for
it doesn't.
that.
Yeah, I'm just, for one
I'm
thing,
too
I
old
haven't
for
heard
that shit.
anything in years where I was like, that's different. Like, no, it's literally not. And like, it's always, people, when they try to hype it, it's always like, they're very influenced by 90s rock. I'm like, yeah, I remember 90s rock. That time is over now. Like, it's not the 90s anymore. So I don't like when really almost anybody does it to some degree. It's like kind of all cosplay, much like the guys trying to do yacht rock who cannot yacht.
The fucking yacht rock review and shit like that.
Yeah, it's LARPing.
Look at my hat. I'm the captain.
Oh yeah, that's the dead giveaway. You think a captain hat is like, that was the yacht rock reviews hallmark red flag, and while they claim to have been redeemed, I do not forgive them, and I know they still perform false yacht. They'll walk the plank.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll do the Rush and like some other stuff, stuff that we like. This also is a good way to get stuff in that we like, and other reasons for listening to stuff. Like again, if there's another album that I was like, I know all these hit singles from this album. I've heard it so good, like Rumor, but I haven't really sat down and listened to all of it. That might be a good excuse.
And we're going to sit down and talk about things that 40-year-old men like. We're going to talk about Steely Dan and Rush and Kansas. It's going to be great.
When you get into Steely Dan, it means you turn 30. And I got into it when I was like 24. And so it was like, actually, and that's not entirely true. I also liked some of it as a child. I just didn't I didn't know what it was. Like the seeds of yacht were planted deep. We're going
to do a series of episodes entitled So You've Aged. So You've Reached 30. You've become 40.
The best part of Steely Dan is that it only gets better as you get older and more of the songs make sense. You've lived more of the songs. Or that might be a curse that somebody put on me that I keep realizing like, oh, this is like that Steely Dan song.
That's not.
You don't want that to happen too much, but it does happen. So
don't live Deacon Blue.
No, that was what it was like. Oh crap! Because I understood
Scotch whiskey all night long because that ends badly.
I understood a line. I remember listening to that song in my early 20s when I first got into Steely Dan. And it was great, but there's a line in it that I didn't understand its second meaning until like a few years ago. And I was like, and I understood it because I had lived it, because I have been, not exactly, close enough, like in the ballpark. And also I have like New York is lousy with Deacon Blueses. So I'm like, oh, I've seen that guy at a bar. Maybe out. Rudy's, he was very high, but, or maybe I was very high. If I made it to, I've been to Rudy's and it was like, this is the Steely Dan bar. Is this where all this, like it, I don't, there's a bunch of other bars they mentioned that I don't know if they're even real. And most of the time they aren't, but there's a Rudy's.
I'm sure there are.
And it is the Rudy's. So
I'm pretty sure we could just do an episode of that album off the cuff for 3 to 4 hours.
Well, again,
and we shouldn't do that.
But that's the thing about the Rush retrospective is even if I didn't have time to I'm going to try to listen to, and I'm certainly not complaining. I listened to Grace Under Pressure a few times the last few days. It was fantastic.
It's also good in modern context. It really works.
Yeah. We got to talk.
Right
it's going to be
fuck now.
Yeah, I was listening. There's one song was like, Do they know?
A lot of different ways.
Yeah. There's a bunch. All right,
So
we're going to do that. It's going to be great.
do we need an outro for the rumors episode? We didn't get a click, like, subscribe, yell at us on the internet.
That's a good point, actually. We're now going to be posting on the Your Music is Bad YouTube channel. Yourmusicisbad.com will still go to like a web page that has hosted all the episodes, although I think most of them are just audio on there. Some of them are video now because it changed hosts. So we'll actually post the video versions to that website, but you can still like subscribe on the various podcast platforms, Apple,
so do that.
Spotify, although please don't be on Spotify at all. It's just a bad thing to do at this point.
Yes, correct.
But yeah, like, subscribe, or whatever. Leave comments. Tell us how wrong we are. Tell us we're dumb. I've heard worse.
That's actually my favorite thing.
So much worse.
I like being told I'm dumb. It's a fetish. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
So you must read the comments regularly because like they're always like I am
aware of the internet.
I saw some like really old comments like because posting. I used this channel before. Like at one point in like the tail end of the first generation of this podcast, I started doing posting the videos more, and I put them on this YouTube channel. But when I moved the hosting, it also uploaded every audio episode to that YouTube channel. So now the entire series is on that YouTube channel. It's a little more straightforward, but otherwise everywhere else is pretty much the same. It's just, the services get the new feed, and then there's a new RSS feed if you actually use RSS feeds. So make sure you double check. But if it's through Apple or Spotify or the other one, you're probably fine.
Either way, follow us, you fuckers. Especially if you're over your 40 and you're grumpy about shit.
But I don't like what the kids are listening to
mature.
For different reasons.
This is
than
not
everybody
bleached.
else.
This is what color my hair is turning.
Because when I was the kids, I didn't like what the kids were listening to.
Because you should.
Like I said, I've always been 30. I was destined to listen to Steely Dan and only love it more over time.
I think that 30 is doing a lot of work there, man. I think you got to go for a higher number, buddy.
I am 30 or 40 years old.
Yes.
And I do not need this.
Shit.
Yes. That is my my mantra.
Good.
That's what I meditate with, that mantra.
All right.
In Shake's voice.
We'll work on the Radio-itis t-shirts. We'll have those out soon.
That'd be good.
Or we'll have 2, and that might be it. But
good enough.
Good enough.
And I'm going to still use my catchphrase. I'm turning it off now.